Just a morning video. I woke up and I lit a cigarette, drinking my coffee, you know, and I was thinking about how I was in the facility over Trinitas and then Cornerstone and I was watching right anyway. Um, there was no smoking allowed. It was around a month. I thought it was longer, but maybe a month and a couple of days. I didn't have a cigarette. And I was just like, I kind of had these cravings, like feel like anxiety, take a breath, you're like, wow, and you usually have a cigarette, right? But then thought to myself, well, let's say even if I could have a cigarette, what would that do? The first week or a couple of days in Trinitas, maybe yeah, something like that. I was like, oh, anybody got a cigarette? I was trying to get cigarettes in there and go and have a cigarette. But You know, even months before that, when I was in Brooklyn and the first couple weeks, and I was like, geez, I was walking around asking for cigarettes because I had no money for cigarettes. I barely had money for water. Uh, and once in a while, someone gave me a cigarette. I was like, ooh, it was a relief. It was just like felt much better. But you kind of feel down when you don't have a cigarette, especially when you crave it. You know. Then I remember I didn't even smoke cigarette for a while. I started smoking tobacco from a pipe, and I thought I would substitute that, but then I realized, doesn't really that matter. And I think if I really wanted to quit cigarettes, right, I think I could do it. I don't need these pills, patches, whatever, because in the Trinitas, the mental health facility here, psych ward, right, they were telling us, oh, they were telling me, you want a patch? You want a patch? I was like, no, I don't even want a patch. What is that gonna do? Give me a nicotine fix? I don't want that. And it wasn't, after a while, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I wanted a cigarette, but like, fuck. And not just a cigarette, but go outside and I smoke a cigarette and stuff. And then after a while, I didn't care. But they were still asking, a couple times asking, why don't you want a patch for nicotine? I don't know if in that corner store, probably not, but, it's just like, you get that nicotine fix, right? But yeah, I mean, you quit these, and for a while you still get that nicotine. What happens if you get off the patch? Maybe they do. It's a subtle way to go down. The thing is, health wise, I feel okay. Do I have not as strong as lungs? Maybe. But maybe I should quit for a couple months and I could ride my bicycle and stuff, and I could make it up the Williamsburg Bridge, right? Because when I had the fat tire bike before they stole it from me, in Brooklyn, actually, yeah, I was riding it from on the Williamsburg. I went maybe like a quarter mile on it, maybe not even that, but I felt my lungs were like, ooh, they were just like expanding. They were just like really, really painful. I had to stop and I had to take a breath, you know. There's a story behind it. I think I told about it, but I don't know. It's probably not here. It was on the other channel. There were these bikers, actual, yeah, guys on bikes, and they were just riding fast. They weren't too fast, but I was going up to Williamsburg, and they're revving it up. Oh yeah, I was just like on my bicycle. It was great. It was so awesome. But after I felt my lungs were expanding, and I don't know how they would feel if I didn't smoke for a month, 2 months, 3 months, or a year. Maybe it'll feel better. Point is, um, a lot of people say that, and this guy Yannick told me, well, people don't want to quit because they like it. They like it. It feels good. It's not just that I'm addicted to nicotine, and I'm like, oh, if I quit, what am I gonna do with the nicotine? And maybe subconsciously, it is that too. But I like to smoke. Maybe if I would quit for a month or 2 months, I would just miss it just the fact this is smoke, you know. And that's not that it'd be like, oh, I'm craving the nicotine. I used to pop pills. I mean, I used to snort heroin in 2001. I I don't miss it, you know what? But I mean, I can't stand uppers. I like downers more. Do I miss it? No. But if I would be, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. You know, it's not like I'm Joseph for a pill. I could use a pill. But if I had it on me, I'd probably do it. I wouldn't pop it. I would snort it. I really would. I could care less, right? And there's one thing that I don't miss, and I never want to get there. Oh, I got an empty beer can right here. I usually throw them out, but I only had two yesterday. Two of these, right? Budweiser. I don't want to drink like four, five, six of them, and then just get sloppy, just angry and just drunk, pass out and wake up with not just a hangover, but like take me half an hour to recuperate. I don't miss that. I don't want to get on that, and I don't want to get it to the point where some kind of drugs and stuff that I'm like I'm craving for a last dollar to pop an oxy, Conan or something, or I'm just like depressed, sad, and I gotta get more pills, or not just that, but other stuff. I don't miss that. You know, with the beer, it's not like I'm really jonesing. I gotta have a beer. It's just it's a relaxant. There's days that I'll do something physical and I have a beer, but it's not like it's draining me or taking something away from me. Overdoing alcohol is bad. I did it multiple times. Yeah. There was days I woke up, I was like, why did I even say that? Even if I was right, I was just angry. It's like all the negativity and anger, something inside just comes out. Anything comes out of your mind just comes out when you're heavily intoxicated. And I don't want that. I'm not into that, right? I'm not. Um, I'm not a advocate for smoking nicotine and tobacco if you don't, right? But that's not the most worst thing in life, And people say, oh, I quit cigarettes and I have so much energy. Maybe I cut down on alcohol and I started eating better. I lost weight and I have energy. You know, maybe you will have energy if you quit the nicotine, right? You start, you'll be a little bit healthy. Maybe you notice that. Maybe you do. You probably save money too, right? Because let's face it, I smoke. I do smoke a decent amount, and it does cost money. But it's like I'm not gonna use the phrase "everything in moderation" because my cigarette intake isn't moderate. But you got. I think you got to balance your lifestyle and whatever uh, can make you better. That's too cheap of a phrase, but whatever is draining you inside, physically or mentally, emotionally, eventually spiritually, right? I think you've gotta fix that. Yeah. The cigarettes, they do something. They do take a little bit out of you, right? Just cough. But there's ways to go about that. How to decrease that healthily. There's tonics, elixirs, uh, stuff you can ingest, and not chemicals like that. Natural ways that do help you, relieve symptoms if this is messing you up, it's hurting you. I never tried the patches. I would never do that. Not just the patches, but all the other stuff. Vapor, the vaping. I had a vapor. It was just a toy. I didn't feel it. This one guy, he let me try vapor. And it was good. I actually felt it like I inhaled something. All the other ones, they just made me cough for like a day or two. I was coughing. I couldn't do it anymore. I threw them out. And I don't throw out stuff. I keep it just in case, and I either use it or this. If someone needs it, I threw that stuff out. I didn't want it next to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And the same thing with the hookah. I'm not into that. I thought it would be cool, but then it just I'm not into that. It's a social thing. It's too much social, and it made me cough too. I was coughing hard when I tried that. I actually went outside and I started smoking cigarettes after the other. I needed a cigarette. But it's whatever makes you you and whatever you can take.